The Mad Fictional Imagination Playhouse presents Polly's Cosmic Burden by Ryan Scorpio Reese. Polly Blethyn stood on her doorstep, the weight of infinite worlds pressing down on her. The silence of the suburban cul-de-sac felt deafening after years among the stars. Her husband, Bob, opened the door, his face a mixture of relief and disbelief. "You're home," he whispered. "I'm home," she replied, her voice a fragile thread threatening to unravel. Bob embraced her, and she let herself sink into his arms. For the first time since her return, she felt tethered. But even as his warmth seeped into her, Polly couldn't shake the cold certainty that her homecoming would end in ruin. The house was the same, but Polly was not. She moved through the rooms like a ghost, haunted by the knowledge she carried. Bob cooked dinner, asking questions about her mission, her years away. She deflected with half-truths, the answers caught in her throat like thorns. At bedtime, she lay beside him, staring at the ceiling. He turned to her, his hand resting on her arm. "You're not really back, are you?" he asked. Polly hesitated. "There's something I need to tell you, but once I do, you can't unhear it." Bob studied her. "Pol, whatever it is, I can take it. We don't keep secrets, remember?" Her chest tightened at the words. She almost told him then, but fear stopped her. Instead, she kissed him, desperate to lose herself in their shared warmth, knowing it couldn't last. The next day, Polly sat in the backyard, staring at the sky. The secret clawed at her, demanding release. Bob joined her, 2 steaming mugs of coffee in hand. "You're carrying something," he said. "Something big, let me help." She looked at him, her heart breaking. "It's not that simple. Knowing it will change everything. Change doesn't scare me. Losing you does." His words cut through her defenses. Polly drew a shaky breath. "The universe. It isn't what we think it is. Everything, life, existence, hinges on delicate threads. When I was out there, I learned the truth. I saw how it all works, how fragile it is." Bob leaned in, his brow furrowed. "Fragile how?" Polly hesitated, then spoke the words that had burned in her mind since her return. As she explained, Bob's expression shifted from curiosity to horror. "The universe keeps its balance," she said. "For every gift, there's a cost. For every truth revealed, a life must be taken." "And you learned the truth," he said, his voice trembling. She nodded, tears welling in her eyes. "I didn't understand the cost until now." Polly drew a deep breath, her hands trembling as she continued. "The secret is everything. It's not something I can summarize. It's the why behind every why, the how behind every how. It's the pattern, the symmetry." Bob leaned in, his brow furrowed as she continued, her voice a low, urgent whisper. The words tumbled out, strange and incomprehensible, resonating with a cadence that seemed to echo in the air around them. But as the sounds reached Bob's ears, they fragmented. The syllables melted into gibberish, slipping through his mind like water through cupped hands. He winced, clutching his head. What was that?" he asked, his voice strained. Polly's face fell. The universe must have applied some sort of safeguard. It wasn't meant for you to understand, wasn't meant for your ears. It's why the cost has to be paid. I wasn't supposed to bring this knowledge back. I broke the rules." Bob shook his head, trying to process. "This doesn't make sense." "It's just knowledge." "What? The universe punishes curiosity?" "It's not punishment," Polly said. "It's equilibrium. The scales must balance. And now that you know..." The realization hit him. "You're saying I'm the cost?" Polly nodded, her tears spilling over. "If I don't act, the balance will shift. The consequences could destroy everything." Bob recoiled. "So that's it? You're supposed to kill me?" "I don't want to," she cried. "I've been searching for another way. But there's no escaping it. The universe doesn't care about us, Bob. It only cares about balance. Then let it fall apart," he said, his voice breaking. "Let it burn." "Don't do this, Pol. We can fight it." Polly looked at him, a desperate hope flickering in her chest. Do you really believe that? He didn't answer. Night fell, and Polly sat alone in the living room. Bob was upstairs packing a bag. She knew he was planning to leave, to give her a way out. But it wouldn't work. The universe would find him, no matter where he ran. The front door opened, and Bob stood there, duffel bag in hand. I'm giving you a choice. Don't follow me. Let me go, and if the universe wants me, it can take me itself. Polly stood, her hands trembling. Bob, please don't do this. I love you, he said, his voice steady. But I can't be part of this. As he stepped out the door, Polly felt the shift, a ripple in the fabric of existence. She saw the threads unraveling, felt the chaos rushing in like a storm. The universe would not wait. Bob, she screamed, running after him. Polly caught up to him on the empty street. The stars above seemed brighter, harsher, as if watching. She grabbed his arm, tears streaming down her face. You don't understand, she said. It's happening now. The universe is unraveling. If I don't do this, billions will die. Bob turned to her, his expression softening. I'm not afraid, Paul. If this is my fate, I accept it. But I can't let you carry this burden forever. Her knees buckled and she fell into his arms. I can't do it, she sobbed. I can't lose you. You're not losing me, he whispered. I'll always be with you. Polly pulled back, searching his face for doubt or fear, but found only love. With shaking hands, she raised the small device, the one designed for a painless end. I'm so sorry, she said. I know. The light faded from his eyes, and Polly screamed, collapsing beside him as the stars seemed to dim. She felt the balance restore itself, the threads tightening, but the victory was hollow. Polly sat alone in the cockpit of her ship, the earth a blue marble behind her. The universe was safe, its secrets intact, but she was broken. She activated the ship's log. This is Polly Blethyn, explorer, guardian, murderer. I saved the universe today, but I lost my world. Her hand hovered over the controls. The stars beckoned her, an endless expanse of cold indifference. She set a course for the unknown, hoping to find meaning or absolution in the void. You have been watching the mad fictional imagination playhouse presentation of Polly's Cosmic Burden by Ryan Scorpio Reese. If you enjoyed yourself, consider hitting like and subscribe, and ring the bell to receive notifications for when our next videos drop. Also, be kind enough to leave us a comment below, because we need to let the algorithm know this channel exists. Thanks for watching. Ciao, till next now.